What's up, guys? My name is Miles.
And my name is Fez.
And this is The Commodity. And today we are reacting to what $1,000 a month gets you in New York City versus Bali. I'm excited to check this out.
I am too, because, I think it should be more like Manhattan, because Bali's an island, right?
Right. Well, it's Indonesia.
Oh, that's true. That's
islands.
true. Yeah. Yeah, it's an archipelago.
Yeah.
So, New York City, I think Manhattan's the only actual island.
Yeah. He was asking me before this video what I would choose before watching the video. I would choose Bali.
If money didn't matter.
But see, even to me, if money was an issue or wasn't an issue, at least in my mind, before watching this video, I think you're obviously probably going to save a lot of money going to Bali. And it's just a natural beauty from what we've seen.
So hypothetically, let's say you had $100 million in your pocket. Now, I know that argument is stupid because you could literally
buy an island.
Well, yeah, that. And you could live in New York City and Bali. There would be no reason.
That is
correct. Part of the rule is you had to pick one or the other.
Bali.
You pick Bali?
Yeah. Be a king.
I know it sounds horrible. I know we're doing a video for Bali, but I've always wanted to live in New York City.
See, I'm not a fan.
But you've never even been to New York City.
Don't care to. Guys, this video was suggested to us by Sleeping God. Thank you so much for the suggestion. This is multiple videos now that we've done.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the suggestions. And guys that are suggesting videos that we have not hit yet, we do apologize. Some of them we might not do because of monetization issues and getting copyrighted. We do not want to get in trouble for that. So don't hate us if we don't do the video you asked for, but we're going to try and do all of the ones we can.
Now we are doing, I did it on the last video, and I'll do it on this. I'll probably do it for the next 7 videos. Mm-hmm. If we get enough, do it, then we'll do it. You know what I'm saying? So I brought up possibly doing a Patreon for about $2 a month USD to do videos that we couldn't upload to YouTube that would get copyrighted or copyright strike, because we are literally toeing the line. We have 2 copyright strikes.
Yeah, we're 1 strike away from losing our channel completely.
So that's why we're really careful about picking the videos. And really, it doesn't matter what video it is. It just depends on the person that owns the video channel. So
yeah, I mean, this video could be our last video.
Yeah, legitimately. So if you were up to spending $2 for videos that we wouldn't upload normally, let us know down in the comments. And if there's enough comments, then we'll go ahead and do it.
Yeah. Guys, before we hop into this video, if you would, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It truly helps us get it out to more people. Also, if you would, click the subscribe button and the bell notification icon. That way you guys can stay informed on our future videos. And if you'd like to help support the channel even more, you can click the join button down below. Let's check this out.
Let's do it.
I live in New York City, and it's my favorite place on earth. But it's also pretty expensive.
But look, dude, New York City is dope. And it's not necessarily the best city in the world. I'm not going to sit here and say that. Is that Central Park? Yeah, that's Central Park he's in front of. So he's in Manhattan, and you see how the buildings literally line around it and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then you can see straight down all the stuff. I'm pointing at the screen like they can see what I'm... this is where all the mega buildings are at and stuff like that.
Right.
That's so cool. I would love to live there for at least a year just to try it out.
Between rent, food, transportation, and other costs of living, it's absolutely mad. So in today's video, we're gonna put things into perspective by taking you guys to the other side of the planet to show you what the cost of living is like living in Bali, Indonesia.
That's a lot prettier than Central Park to me.
Yeah, but there's benefits on both sides. There's a reason why so many people come to the U.S. and then just move to New York City.
For money.
Not necessarily for money. They want the lifestyle that you get in New York City.
See, it's not
and the opportunities and all that kind of stuff, which opportunity does turn into money.
I just feel like it wouldn't be my lifestyle. That looks like more of my lifestyle. Just laid back. I'm a laid back person.
Thanks to my friends Cam and Kells, who have lived there for the past 4 years and are kind enough to show us how incredible life is in beautiful Bali.
Hi guys, my name is Kels, and this is my husband Cam.
Hey Cam.
Your camera is so much heavier than mine. I'm struggling.
I'll give it a try.
Okay.
Anyways, we're Cam and Kels, and yeah, we're originally from the East Coast of America, but we've been
They look like a perfect couple, don't they?
Yeah.
Just their styles are like perfect for each other.
living here in Bali, Indonesia since beginning of, like 2017?
Yeah, we're coming up on 4 years, which is crazy. But at the end of 2016, we sold everything we owned, quit our jobs, and left to travel full-time. 6 months later, we showed up in Bali for what we thought was going to be like a 2-week surf trip.
4 years later.
And yeah, we kind of just fell in love with the island and wanted to make this place home.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
crazy.
It's crazy because in addition to accommodation, just everything from transportation to food to daily necessities and daily living for activities or anything. It's
Like, could you imagine telling your family, hey, I'm going on a 2-week vacation. I'll be
We're
back.
not coming back.
And then, hey, Mom, I just bought a house.
Oh, yeah? Where?
Bali.
just, it's incomparable when we talk to some of our friends living back in the US in metropolitan cities like Brett.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer for us.
It honestly kind of blows my mind a bit. But anyways, we kind of need to crack on with the rest of our workday, so we're gonna go ahead and get this thing off the tripod and head into the office. All right, so transportation in Bali is super simple. While we don't have things like good public transportation here, the easiest and most sensible way to get around is pretty much just by motorbike. And we have a massive option of different types of bikes at different budgets, ranging from like a 100cc little Honda Scoopy all the way up to those super loud, obnoxious custom Bali bikes you see all over Instagram. And they're probably gonna cost you somewhere between $500K and $1.5 million a month, unless you choose to buy.
$40 a month.
The way he says
500,000.
1.5 mil. It's like, do you want to move to Bali with 1.5 mil on a scooter? That'd be crazy if that was like USD.
Which something like this, which is a 155cc Honda NMAX, will probably be around 24 mil.
You get
brand new.
ran over if you had one of those here.
Probably not New York.
No, not New York. You'd be all right in New York.
Now, in Bali, one of my favorite things to do is rent a motorbike and go explore the islands. From being able to drive through the rice fields or to the beach, it's just such a cheap and freeing way to explore Bali. And here in New York, the closest thing that we do have are these Revel scooters. Revels are new to the city, they're completely electric. The only thing is they're just super expensive. Well, especially compared to Bali. Since to rent these things once or twice could cost you nearly $40.
Wow.
But they're still a great way to see the city.
But you could buy one
Yeah.
and probably only pay
Was it me?
$40. Maybe like that.
Now, New York does have a great public transportation, but even just for the subway for the month will still run you $130.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I'll stick to the boosted board.
I didn't know that.
Now, my favorite way to get around New York City is by electric bike or
That's why we get electric skateboards.
Yeah.
Because, that's how we would go around everywhere.
Oh, yeah. That's how I get to my car now.
Right?
Or was.
Used to. Till you gave it back.
Yeah.
Last year, I purchased this boosted board for around $700 and has just totally paid off. So, living here in New York City, having some type of electric wheels is the best way to see New York. And also just so much fun.
Thing sounds like it has power.
Dude, boosted boards are insane.
Yeah.
But they're expensive. Like, I paid $350 for mine.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, we get asked all the time what drove us to making Bali the place where we settled down out of all the places that we were living temporarily while traveling. And I mean, for us, I think it really just boiled
That's
down
so
to,
beautiful.
despite the obvious of this being an absolutely stunning island, beautiful people, and some of the best waves in the world, I think it was the cost of living to quality of life ratio.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even for our house, we rent a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2-story villa with a private pool. We're like 2 minutes from the beach, and we pay 216 million Indonesian rupiah per
The way they say
year,
that.
which sounds like a lot, but really
Sounds like
it's
such a
like
flex.
it's not. It's like 1,400 USD.
She just said 1,400, but it says 400. Which one is it?
Well, I'm sure after the video was done, they did the editing and added this.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's got to be $465 a month.
Yeah, I would assume
for
so.
a 3-bedroom with a private pool, and that was a pretty dope looking house. Obviously, it looked dated,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's a dope looking house. Like for where you're
I don't
at,
disagree,
what it
dude.
is.
We both know it's going to be way less than New York City.
Yeah.
New York City is like a top 10 most expensive city.
And that's
to
a
live in.
tiny pool, but that's cool. I like that.
Because you don't do anything besides sit there like a,
Exactly.
I don't know
Like
what
a
to
walrus.
A walrus. Yeah, I was going. Yeah, there you go. Or sea lion.
A sea lion. I just sit on the sit on the
But
steps.
really, it's like
That's
it's
cool.
not. It's like 1,400 USD a month, so super affordable compared to like I don't know a place like
He's
New
going to
York.
correct her.
He was thinking about
Yeah,
it. He was like,
1,400.
Gabe, so did you know that for the same price that you paid for this one tiny room, you can get a 2-story villa next to the beach with a private pool?
Why are we still here?
facts.
Yeah, I'm gonna pack my bags right now, actually. And my apartment here in New York City goes for $6,000 per month. There are 5 bedrooms, but once you do
I'm really confused.
So the apartment is $6,000 per month,
But his room?
but his room is $1,200 per month. There's 5 bedrooms
Okay.
or 6 or whatever he said.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
do the math, goes for $6,000 per month. There are 5 bedrooms, but once
So
Gotcha.
$1,200 a month for a 1-bedroom spot.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay.
So again, I wouldn't want, but some people like Casey Neistat lives there. He's got a studio, but he's a millionaire at this point.
Right.
But like people, there are certain places people are willing to sacrifice to live.
Yeah.
San Francisco, LA, New York City.
See, and I personally would sacrifice to live somewhere like Bali or KK.
That's not a
or-
sacrifice. That's like taking advantage of a better situation. No,
You're going to make less money.
not necessarily. If we did this, it'd be the exact same.
Yeah.
But we would probably actually make more because we'd be able to travel and move around a lot more because
Right.
it'd be so much cheaper to live. No, I agree. The better bang for buck is Bali 100% of the time. It's just New York City. How often do you, 10 million people get to say it, but
I've just personally never had that like want to like I really want to visit New York.
now let me say this. It would take me to be a extreme multimillionaire to want to actually live in New York.
See, and I don't even have a desire to visit. I mean, yeah, it'd be cool to
You
visit.
do want to
New York.
visit. What are you talking
I
about?
really
It's New
don't,
York
though.
City.
Like it just doesn't seem like I would much rather buy a flight to somewhere else.
No, I've been to New York City, but I would love to go to. If I had never been to New York City and I had an opportunity to go to like Bali, yes, 100% of the time I would pick Bali.
But see, like if I had the option to go to like California to the beach in California versus
Well, I'm
New
saying
York.
anywhere in the U.S., I would pick Bali over the U.S.
Right.
because realistically, I can visit anywhere in the U.S. on a 5-day, 4-day adventure. You know what I mean? Get an airplane ticket, go somewhere, come
I
back.
would I would enjoy more in my mind currently to fly to my hometown in Mississippi than I would New York.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
That's
Like, as
just
much
me.
as I love visiting family and stuff, if I have a chance to visit New York, hands down, there would be no comparison. But, really?
Yeah, but you'd like to live in Dallas too, like uptown. You enjoyed that. That's not my
yeah.
thing.
But I've lived in Uptown.
Right. That's just not me. I don't want to be in the middle of everything.
There's,
Bali.
there's benefits for both. Like, I like the idea of having the farm life or the country life because I've lived it. I lived in
Right.
Tennessee, but then I've also lived in Uptown Dallas. I've lived in San Antonio. I've lived in Houston, Texas, which has 100 trillion people in. But there's just something to
Bali.
both opportunities. But if I were to go on a week, like if I had 5 days, I would probably pick New York City. If I had 2 weeks, I would 100% pick Bali.
Yeah.
Like, there's only you can only go to so many pizza joints in New York City.
Right.
Like, you see everything within like 3 or 4 days. So keep it short.
once you do the math, they are paying the same amount for their 3-bedroom as I'm paying for my tiny room. But at their place, they have a private pool. Here in New York, I just have a private fire escape and some barbed wire fence. Wish I had a pool back here.
Okay, let me just first preface this by saying that we don't normally make a habit out of working at a 12-person conference table by ourselves, but we work in a co-working space, so we're just trying to be quiet and not super awkward vlogging in front of everybody. But anyways, the second most frequently asked question that we get living here in Bali is, what do we do for work that allows us to live here in Bali? And before 2020, I worked as a travel photographer and filmmaker, working primarily on commercial productions with tourism boards, travel brands, etc. But obviously, with last year, the entire tourism industry pretty much just disappeared
Out there.
and all of our work disappeared right along with it. So because of that, we had to find some way of pivoting to make it so we could sustain our life that we built here on the island.
Yeah, so I started teaching yoga
That was
online
crazy
and
looking.
basically focusing all of my attention building my YouTube channel, while back in April, Cam started building our new company, Osri.
Now, Cam and Kels have no idea that I did this,
Plug.
but after learning about what they're doing with Osri and giving back to Bali, I wanted to support it myself. So I went on their website and bought it at full price, and it just came in the mail. So let's check this thing out.
So I bought
Wow,
something
you even get
instead
a
of just
hand-
doing it.
Like, check it out. He's got the board, dude. He's set up. Like, all honesty, I think I am more. If the problem is, if kids and family wasn't a thing,
Right.
because my parents are in their twilight,
Yeah.
so I don't want to be too far from them. Because I really like the idea of living in a place like Bali. We'd be able to get so much done.
Yeah.
We'd be able to grow our YouTube channel. We'd be able to do, like, I could do my gaming channel that I want to do. You could spend time with your daughter. I mean, like, it'd be great. But I have my 2 kids, but connected to my ex-wife.
Right.
So, but don't get me wrong. It sounds amazing.
Written note by the person in Bali that made the camera strap. Check this out, guys. This is so
pretty cool.
That is
I
dope.
love the aesthetic of this camera
wonder how much
strap
that
right
was.
here. I've been needing a new one too. It's durable too.
I used to
just,
do that
like,
with my
broke
belt.
right there. Passes the breath
It's like a
test.
dad with
So
the
seeing that we both
tongs
work for
at a grill.
ourselves, we find it
Do what?
It's like a dad with tongs at a grill.
super helpful to have like a designated workspace, because otherwise we just get super distracted at home with like the kittens and everything else going on. So we've signed up for a co-working space and we're just like way more productive here.
Yeah, we currently work at a new one that just opened called Work Bali, and it gives us unlimited 24-hour access to this crazy
pretty
facility with like a library seating.
We'd still need a studio.
Yeah, no, we'd need a studio.
But that'd be a cool place to go to edit.
That's well, really, and if it would be vlogging, you wouldn't need a studio.
That's true. Yeah, 100%.
So you vlog and then edit.
Now, we would have to travel. If we're in Bali, we'd be traveling because, I mean, you'd have to find more.
Right.
Yeah.
Cafe, casual workspace, private workspace, focus rooms, conference rooms, a full film and podcast studio, a pool.
There's literally everything
Yeah, it's
here.
kind of insane.
Yeah, and with how many people work online in Bali, co-working spaces are everywhere and all different packages. Like you can find one for as cheap as $50 to $70 a month, or for what we pay with unlimited here at BWork, it's like $250 a month.
But that's like the cream of the crop for office space here
Yeah.
on the island.
Definitely.
How much did they say?
$250 a month.
Dang, that'd be awesome. Why can't we have that stuff here in the U.S., period?
Right.
Like a shared space, then you got a place where you could film. The only problem is trying to wheel all this stuff in.
Yeah,
Like,
you'd have
we're
to
gonna
set
do a
it up
video.
every time.
But I mean, if you're strapped for space, like the way that rent is getting,
Right.
before you know it, there went the.
Yeah.
You heard that? It's Discord. If you got suggestions, links down in the description. I don't even know what I was saying. Let's move on.
Now, we don't have a pool at our working space, but we do have ping pong, which I guess I'm not very good at. Now, for nearly 10 times the price, this is what you get in New York City. I do want to make a proper tour of the studio once it's built out a little bit more. But I do have to say that having this space has been a game changer for my business. It's helped me save so much time and be more efficient and be able to create more content. With having the studio light ready at all times, having the overhead rig right here to shoot, and just having so many creative people around me has made it so beneficial. So yeah, this is where I film my YouTube videos and also where I operate Fortune out of. This is my clothing and skateboard company, and having a designated space like this just makes it so much easier to create. And for those of you who are inspiring creators and want to live the digital nomad life in Bali or move to New York City and become an entrepreneur, then you must check out Skillshare. So for those of you that don't know what Skillshare is, you've probably never seen one in years. Actually he teaches you YouTuber to join over 1,000 down below.
If you want to check out Skillshare, the link to this video will be down in the description, and you can check out Skillshare.
Plug.
One thing that people find really surprising here in Bali is alcohol is actually pretty expensive unless you're drinking bintang, which is like our local beer, or palm wine.
Malaysia,
you're pretty much going to spend...
Well, because it's a Muslim country.
Right.
So...
Is Indonesia a Muslim country, though?
Really?
Uh-huh.
It's the biggest, it's the most populated Muslim country.
You're right.
Like, I think they said like 90%
Yeah.
Muslim or something like that.
And just as...
So basically, why would they... The reason it's so expensive is because a huge population doesn't drink.
Right.
So
it's like a specialty item.
yeah, for like a handful of people.
Right.
So
much, if not more, on imported alcohol. So what we like to do is buy a bottle of wine, which is about $15, $20, come to our favorite Italian restaurant, Art, and there's no corking fee, so it's great. We get best of both worlds, wine, Italian, it's perfect.
All right,
But it's
one
not
thing that we
discounted.
do really want to touch on, obviously with
Well, they bought it themselves at a store and brought it there.
but $20, like that's the same here.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's average for what we pay.
Yeah.
cost of living here in Bali, a massive factor is food and food prices.
Yeah,
it's
there's
crazy
no
because in
comparison,
comparison to
for
other
sure.
Southeast Asian hotspots, like maybe in Thailand or Vietnam, where you can get world-class, borderline Michelin star level street food for rock bottom prices, here in Bali you can not only get really good Indonesian food for those prices, but this is an expat haven, so people come from all over the place, literally all parts of the globe, and bring their cuisines, and you can get world-class food from anywhere at those same rock bottom Southeast Asian prices. So it's a really, really big perk to being here. For example, like we're at one of our favorite really nice Italian restaurants right now, and a nice dinner between the two of us will probably cost what, like
Maybe $12.
maybe $12 US.
That's one meal at McDonald's for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, for a dinner like this in NYC, it will run you a minimum of $100. Restaurants here definitely jack up the price to help cover their expensive rents,
Yeah.
and results in the food being not cheap. As well as alcohol gets very overpriced, where this is actually where most of the restaurants make most of their profits, since a bottle of wine on the low end will still run you nearly $60. So in NYC, for $1,000,
Now there are certain places, so they, at least in Texas, they opt out of having a alcohol license,
The liquor license.
so that they don't have to pay extra costs. But they have a bring your own booze option. Usually it's like Italian places. Have you noticed that?
I don't think I've ever been to one.
Most Italian places will have like a BYOB on the sign, or you can even ask them and be like, "Can I just bring my own stuff?" And they'll be like, "Yeah." And what it does is just it makes the patron happy, and because it's way cheaper, you can literally, and then they're gonna tip more, and they're, I mean, it's
Right.
good, you know what I'm saying? It's Italian, whatever their things are.
Oh.
No, but that's French.
Oh.
That's why I was like, anything I'm thinking of keeps on coming back.
That one French guy that's watching this is going to come at you racist.
You racist. I don't care what you say. Stupid Americans.
$1 a month, you can barely get a tiny Harry Potter bedroom in the basement of an apartment.
That's crazy.
And that's it. In Bali, you can have a bedroom in a beautiful villa, delicious meals for the month, transportation, and enough for a top-of-the-line workspace. And not just for you, but for your significant other as well. Not gonna lie, Bali sounds pretty darn tempting right now. Whew. Well, that's gonna be it for this video, but if you did enjoy it, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more videos. And
So there's a huge obvious that they didn't touch because it didn't have to do with money, which would sell Bali 100% of the time. The people.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get that in New York City.
Right. You get buttholes in
Yeah.
New York City.
To be fair, we're kind of dicks to them when they come down here.
Yeah.
So
well, we just ask them not to.
That's like, go back home. And then we're like, we want to visit now. But I mean, like, it makes a lot of sense to me for Bali, but there are certain things that are creature comforts that would make me want to stay in the U.S. However, I wouldn't want to I would want to live in New York City for 1 year.
Yeah.
Just to get it out of my system, be like, I did it. But you never know. You might wind up staying anyways. But
I'd pack my baby up and we'd hit the road.
on the road again.
I just can't wait to get on the road again.
On the road again.
On the road.
But anyways, guys, if you have more video suggestions like this, please link to our Discord is down in the description and send it to us. And we would absolutely love to look at it. Now, if it's something that we can't post on YouTube, let us know down in the comments if you want to see us do it on Patreon or something like that. Also, if you want to see our future videos, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. Actually, I should have said hit the like button first. That will help us out a ton. But if you want to support us directly, hit the join button. With that being said,
My name is Miles,
my name is Fez.
and this is The Commodity. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Out.
You kind of threw me off.